Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're not having a Shop the Restock because it's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everyone. We will be having our drawing for Happy Mail at the end of the video, and we're going to have a craft along today. We're going to be making a journal out of a paper bag. I hope you join me and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. I have some really pretty floral bags to use today. I purchased these from Amazon recently, and they're 9 inches by 4 3/4 inch. And they have a bottom and they are gusseted. So what I would like to do is I'm going to use this pink one. I've already made a blue one. Here it is right here. It's easy and it's fun, and it just turns out so pretty. It even has dangles. I'm going to fold my bag in half, having the bottom of the bag to be the inside. With my gathered twigs, I'm going to go ahead and ink up all the edges of my bag, inside as well as outside. I have my bag all inked up, and I'm going to take my paper clip and I'm going to paper clip my bag closed so that I could do a little bit of decorating on the front. Now you'll want to make sure that the opening is on the right hand side. I have a cute little print right here that I'd like to add right on the front, but I want to do a little layering. So I have a piece of flat lace that I have cut so that it's approximately, it looks like 1.5 inches around. So I have plenty of lace to gather up around my image. I'm just going to lay my lace right on top, and with my Surebonder high temp glue gun, I'm going to glue my image onto my journal cover. Taking my silicone stick, I want to add just a little bit of glue on the bottom. You don't have to use hot glue for this. I use the hot glue because I need this to be permanent so I can keep going with my video and not have to wait for the glue to dry. And I'm going to do the other corner as well. And just bring it up and kind of glop it on. I don't know if that's a word. Glop. I have no idea if it's a word. Oh, I think it's looking pretty already. I think I need to tack that down right there where it's kind of puckered up. Then I'd like to add a little glue right at this corner. And then bring this in and just kind of smush it on. A little bit of glue right there to bring in the side. Now we need to do this corner, so I'm going to turn it so it's closer to me. And a little bit of glue on the side again. Oh, isn't that sweet? That is very sweet. Okay. The next thing is that I'd like to add, I think I want some of this sewing trim down here at the bottom. My example that I showed you, here it is. I put a couple of buttons with some thread in them. And I also added a little bit of lace on the side. So I think I'm going to add the lace on the side, but I'm not sure. Do I want the buttons on this as well instead of the sewing trim? Oh, the buttons are awfully sweet, aren't they? First, let's add our little piece of lace. I'm going to use my book weight to help hold my lace back. I have a little bit of ephemera here, and I was hoping to put a pocket right here. I think that will be nice. And maybe just a little bit of decoration on this one. This is going to make a lovely pocket right here, but we're going to need to glue the ends closed. So I'm just going to glue this portion right here. So we have a pocket here and we have a pocket here. For the back, I'm going to leave this plain, but I'd like to add a closure. But oh yes, we'll need some papers too. I have pre-cut my papers. I have some beautiful pink dyed paper, coffee dyed tracing paper, some coffee dyed paper mixed with the pink, and then I just repeated the pages. So there are 6 pages total. So it'll be 12. So it's going to be a substantial little journal. Let's fold these in half. Now with the pages folded in half, find the center. And bring in your little bag journal, open it up, and place your papers inside and have them fit so that there's just a little bit of space on the top and bottom and a little bit of space on either side. Someone's going to want to know what size these papers are. So let's find out. They are 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so let's pop them back in and get them placed where we want them. I have a few paper clips here that I'm going to use to paper clip my pages into my little journal. No matter what size journal I'm working with, no matter how long I've been doing it, I always paper clip my pages in before I stitch my signature in. This is the little piece that I said will really help you. You make it as long as the journal and you make it 1 inch to 2 inches wide. You fold it in half the long way and then 2 more times, creasing it well. When you open it up, you place a dot where the pages intersect. That's where you're going to be placing your hole with your awl, so your signature will be sewn in evenly. No math required. A little packing material to place underneath my journal, my awl. Hold your awl straight up and down. Press it all the way through all the papers and the cover, which is a bag. Now only remove the sheet that helped you with the spacing. I have my bookbinding thread here, and because we're putting on dangles, let's measure 4 lengths of your journal. That's always more than you need, but I always like to have more thread to work with, especially when I'm sewing on dangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the center hole from the inside, one of the other holes, doesn't matter which one, all the way down to the bottom hole. Or up to the top, depending on which way you decided to go, and then back in the center again. one of the threads on one side of the center thread and one on the other. Make sure that you're not caught on any of that lace and give it a tie. If you're using embroidery thread, you'll want to leave your signature open with just a little dot of glue on the knot, because after a little while, embroidery thread will loosen up and then your signature will wobble. All right, so we have our pages all sewn in. Oh, that pink is so pretty in this journal. And then we have that wonderful sounding paper. And then our center, lovely. Now you could stamp on your pages, you could add ephemera, you could put clusters, you could put page edges, all kinds of things that you could do with your journal pages. Now I'd like to sew on my beads onto my thread that's hanging down below my journal. You'll want to place a knot. You might need it to be a double knot depending on the size of your beads, but it needs to be right below your journal. So I'm going to double knot mine. So a knot and then another knot really close together, or possibly even on top of each other. And as you can see, I have some beads, pink, red, and gold. After you have your double knot, take your bead and go through the hole. Now you're going to want a big enough hole in your bead that you can turn around your thread, turn your thread back around and put it back through the hole of the bead. So now you have a loop. Take your awl and place it in the loop, and you can use that to move it right up to the knot. Now let's see, I think I'm going to do another pink one and a few more beads. Now this is my last bead, so I'm going to go through the bead once, and then I'm going to turn around and go back through the bead, making that loop. Place your awl in that loop and move your bead up to the other beads, and then you can tie your knot. And I'll double knot it once again. I don't cut my thread off right at the knot. I usually leave a little bit of thread hanging down from that knot. And then I'm going to do the second one. After you've sewn your beads on, you want to take some wet glue and place a little daub on the knots at the bottom, and then let it dry, and then you have done everything you can to keep the beads on the dangles. I have a small label here. It's actually chapter 1 papers, and it is printed on cardstock. Now you can just cut a rectangle out of a cardstock, whether it's print or whether it's plain. And this one happens to be 1.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Fold it in half and crease it. What we will be doing is we're going to add this as a closure for our little journal. The fold is going to go up against, and we're going to glue it to the back of the journal. A little punch from my standard hole punch. Then I have some hole savers here. I'm going to take my sponge and color my hole savers. I'm going to actually add my glue around the opening here. I don't trust the hole savers, so I'm going to add more glue to make sure they stay in place. We're going to be adding our closure onto the back. I'm just kind of lining it up to see where I need to add this. I'll be using my hot glue because I need it to be permanent right away. And then we're going to need some sari silk. I have a little bit of sari silk here from Crimson Heart Studios, and I'm going to thread it through my closure here. I'm going to bring it around and then tie a bow. What a fun afternoon project. using a bag and some papers. These were so much fun to make, the blue one and the pink one. And now it's time to have our drawing for Happy Mail. What's this all about? It's about you helping me spread happiness through simple acts of kindness. The one I love to do is when you go to the grocery store and you have 20 items and you look behind you and that person only has 2, let them go in front of you. Simple acts of kindness do not have to cost us anything. We cannot tell what people are going through by just looking at them. We're all in this together. If you would like to have a chance to win Happy Mail from me, how you get your name in the fishbowl is tell me your act of kindness in the most recent Cathy Sewing Happiness video. If you wish not to say what your act of kindness is, that's okay too. Type in the 2 words spreading happiness and then I'll know that you would like your name in the fishbowl. So let's find out who's won Happy Mail this week. All the instructions on how you get your address to me and how you can enter are all down below. Please don't say the name of the person who's won Happy Mail. Some people only look to see if they've won. They see their name, they get all excited, and they forget to send me their address. I have to have your address or I can't send you your Happy Mail. Let's see who's won this week. Deb 5470. Deb, you're my winner of Happy Mail this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.